screen Castify. We are sharing. We're going to hide this. Okay, first off, let's make sure we're all kind of awake and checked in so you guys can like really pay attention to this. Nobody, don't try to do this with me because if I get the question, no, Court, go back, I haven't done that yet, I'm going to laugh at you in a maniacal way. Because don't do it today, we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, now, I want to make a coffee cup like I've seen Navy guys make. Have you guys seen those coffee cups where they're really wide on the bottom and kind of, they go to a narrow choke point and then they open up again? Yeah. So what do we got here? So kind of like one of these. I've not seen a good picture of these, but you guys can, you can kind of see kind of an idea of what I'm going for here. Oh, I like this one. This one I like a little bit. Okay, we're going to try to make this. Okay, you with me? All right, so let's go back to Fusion. This is this is one I made last class. Let's get rid of this thing. Oh, what an ugly thing. Let's say don't save. Okay. All right, so we're going to start a sketch. We're using what's called the lofting tool. Okay, so because I want to make a coffee cup that's going to go up, I'm going to start my sketch on the flat bottom plane. Right, Amadou? Yeah. Stay awake, buddy. So now that's immortalized in the video that I'm telling you to wake up. Isn't that great? Okay. Fix that right now. Get out of your chair. Fix those chairs. That ruins my chairs. They're brand new. Come on. Okay, so let's make our sketch on the bottom plane here. Okay, how big do we want our coffee cup to be? Let's grab a ruler. Has anyone got like a cup or a bottle or something that we could drink out of? Anybody? Well, hey, over here I have my emergency. I need a backup coffee cup. You're having that for it. Okay, so I'm gonna measure this with the ruler. The bottom of this one is about 57 millimeters. The top of it is 95 millimeters. But I kind of want the opposite of this, right? I want it wide on the bottom and narrow on the top. Okay, so I said 97 on the bottom, something like that. So let's make a circle on the bottom. You know, 97 begs to be rounded, right? Let's make it 100. Okay, so now we've got our measurement. Go to our origin point. Let's draw this to be 100. 100. Okay, finish sketch. Great. Could I make a coffee cup just by extruding this and then like shelling it? Yeah, all right, so we could do that. So let's remember what we've done here. So we could extrude this thing up here. And if I wanted to really kind of get it that tapered look I was going for, do you guys know that you can do a taper here? You can add an angle. You can say I want this tapered 30 degrees. Or, wait, let's go the other way. Negative 30 degrees. No, not 30. How about 15? Not 150. That's crazy. All right. So Angel, yes, I could make a coffee cup this way, but I'm not going to have the control that I want. Okay, so we're going to say cancel. Okay. Instead, let's, you know what? I can't loft yet. To loft, I need 2 sketches to loft to, a minimum of 2. So there's a skill here that you have to learn. It's called offset plane. We talked about it last time. So look over here where it says construct or construct. This is a huge menu. Don't look at that menu. Just hit the button because offset plane is the one you use all the time. You point at the sketch that I want to do, and I'm going to point at that sketch, and then I'm going to pull it up. Now here, let me show you what this looks like from the right. So I'm going to go to the view cube over here. I'm going to click right. Aha! Do you guys kind of see that I'm having this plane that's just kind of like above the other plane? Okay. So that coffee cup, let's go back over to that coffee cup really quick. Let me sleeping. I'm sleeping. So, hey, our coffee cup, this whole thing is, a little bit of measurement. That's about 10 centimeters, 100 millimeters. Do you guys like big coffee cups or little coffee cups? I hear little. I love those like really big, massive ones, like the big 20-ouncer ones. So I'm gonna go for a big coffee cup here. So this is 100 millimeters tall. I think that's a little crazy. Let's go for like 140. So let's bring this up to 140. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, that looks really tall too. I'll click OK. I'm going to click my home button. There we go. So I need to draw another sketch, but now I can draw it on that new plane. Okay, I can see the circle under it, and that circle is going to be the kind of the wide bottom, and I need a narrow top. So let's see here. Let's create a circle for the top. We'll hit the origin. Do you guys, are you starting to see why it's like if you always click on the origin, it kind of centers all your stuff? Okay, how wide? I'm like, this is my mouth. My mouth is about that wide. We'll measure that. Looks like I am a big mouth crazy person. We're gonna go with 70 millimeters. It's a little bit of a round, but that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna finish my sketch. Okay, do you guys see that I've got two different circles on two different planes? Okay, we can loft. Let's make a loft. So we go to create, we go to loft. I'll go from the bottom one to the top one. You always want to go like in order. If you go out of order, especially when you have a lot of planes going on, it's going to freak out. So make sure you go in order, like bottom to top or top to bottom. Okay? And then I'll click, okay, we're going to ignore the bottom for a second. There we go, I have a loft. Pretty simple, right? Where this gets interesting is when I realize that that is the ugliest coffee cup I've ever seen. And I need to fix it. But I said I wanted a coffee cup that's really wide on the bottom. So, okay, what's really wide? I think, what did we say the bottom? You know what? Let's just Control Z. Go back to here. I want to edit this sketch, so I go down here to the bottom. I said 100. What is 100? 100 is a decent size. I'm actually, let's go up to 130. We're going to make it really wide on the bottom. I want like if it's in the car and the car is like bouncing all over the place, or if you're in a boat and the boat's rocking, that it would just stay put, would never tip over. So let's bump this up to 140. Okay, we'll finish my sketch. Okay, I like that better. Okay, and that's how tall I want the whole thing to be. But wait a second. Do you guys remember our original design idea here? It kind of goes up to a narrow point and then widens out a little bit. Okay. Well, if I look at this from the top, I think I've got the mouthpiece right where I want it, but I need it to kind of choke down to a little point so the coffee doesn't spill out if it gets sloshed. All right, what do we do here? Well, if I want to draw a circle between these two circles, what was that tool that we used to make another thing to draw on? You guys remember? Construct. Nice. I'm going to make it's technically offset plane in the construct menu. So very good. You guys are on top of it. I'm going to go ahead and click the bottom again. I like looking at this from the side because I think it's just kind of easier to get a perspective. And I like, that's 100 millimeters. I'm eyeballing it right now. I kind of like it that big. So I'll make it 100. Okay. Now I have my plane. I want to draw on it, so I'm going to create a sketch. Now you got to be careful that you draw on the plane and not on a previous sketch here. Click on that. Now, this time, I want the circle to be smaller than my top circle. I just want to be the small circle. So I'm going to create a circle. I'm going to go to the origin point, and this time I'm going to make it 40. Because I just want it to be narrower. Okay, finish my sketch. All right. Is it starting to take shape in your mind yet? Yeah. Okay, I have this idea. It's going to kind of like come to a cone and then like kind of come out a little bit, right? Because I'm trying to match kind of this shape, but not so ceramic. All right, let's do it. We go to create sketch. Oh, sorry, not create sketch. Create a loft, my bad. Go from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom. I like to go from the bottom to the top. Ooh, I like that. Whoa, I kind of like that, but it's not what I'm going to hit OK, so we can look at it. Is that the shape I said I wanted? No, but can you see how it's trying to give me the most rounded shape between my profiles? Okay, this is what Loft does. The computer is trying to think for you. Computers can't think for you. You have to tell the computer how to think. Let's try again. Okay, so I think I have the shape I want. And I can always go back and change it later, but I have the shape I want. Okay, but I need it to look like a coffee cup and not like a vase. So what do? I add something called a rail. Now, to add a rail, now this is where if you're ignoring me over there in the corners, y'all in the back sitting on your cell phones hoping I don't see you, or you guys sleeping up here in the front, like, if you ignore this, this is the critical part of making a loft. This part, that's easy. You can do that in your sleep. Here's the hard part. You have to make a sketch on a plane that intersects it in a perpendicular way. Watch this. Watch this. See this origin over here? See how it's blinked off? Let's blink it back on. Okay? I need to make a plane. See, all these planes have been on the flat. I need a plane that's on the up and downs. I don't know. There's a better term for that. So let's make a sketch on one of these. Okay? Let's see. I forget. I don't know which one this is. Inventor was better at that. But now I can draw on the side of it. You see that? Okay. I want to draw a line that's going to guide how it lofts. But to do that, I need the line to connect to all of these lines. Okay. If you go to the Create, come down here, it'll say Project. It's not Project, it's Project. Okay. And oh, look, it has the letter P there. That tells you that's a shortcut. So if I say, hey, project, and then I say P, I'm going to use P to project. I'm telling you that I'm using a shortcut. But I'm just going to click the button for now. Okay, I want to project this line, and this line. That way, if I project these, I can draw on a line that I haven't even made yet into something. And that's helpful, because if these rails don't touch these lines, it will not work at all. And you're going to be frustrated and angry. You're going to blame it all on Jacob. It's going to be completely his fault. So we can't let that happen. Jacob's self-esteem can't handle that. So let's go in and draw some lines. All right. I could just straight up draw a line, but I really like, this is a great point for a spline. So I'm going to come in, and I want it to look like kind of like a coffee cup here a little bit. I'm going to click on this point. I'm going to click once. Click again, click once, click again. Okay, right click. Okay, does it look like a coffee cup? Not really. But it's my coffee cup. I can do what I want. So, but guess what? I can take these handles and turn stuff. You could go crazy with this. But I'm going to move this in just kind of a little bit here, and then I'm going to bring this one in a little bit here. Click it again, and we'll kind of alter it just a little bit. That's not bad, is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Stop. It's a coffee cup. Okay. So if I wanted to get a little bit more solid line, I could just use a line. I could connect here to here, and then connect here to there. I could do that too. I think that'll work. I've actually never tried to do that. Let's see if it'll work. So I'm going to finish my sketch. All right. So I have my 3 circles, and then I have this kind of like decoration on the side. But if you look at this side, there's nothing. Okay, so I have 2 rails. I have the 2 lines on the side. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to make a loft. Okay, remember, you start with your profiles, bottom one, middle one, the top one, and it gives me that kind of vasey shape. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to come down here to where it says guide type. You could make a center line, but the rails are where we're at today. I'm going to point to those lines that I've already made. Let's see if it'll let me. Point to, nope. Okay, if you get something like this, which is a warning, oh, this is what I did. I didn't click the arrow button here, and it thought I wanted to make that a profile, and it completely freaked out. So what do? You get rid of it. You hit the X to get rid of it. Let me come down here, select the arrow for rails. Oh, that works a lot better. Click my rail. Now I'm going to click my other rail as well. Okay. The selected rail does not touch all of the profiles. So I cannot use lines because the line has to touch the whole thing. So line is out. I can't use the line. I'm going to be okay with that. I'll hit OK. And what did we get? Oh my goodness, this is ugly. This is the goofiest coffee cup I've ever made, but I could probably make it a Statue of Liberty if I was trying hard. Okay. Certainly not the prettiest thing I've ever done, right? Okay. So what am I going to do? I'm actually going to hit Control-Z, and let's fix some stuff. We know that these lines aren't going to work, so let's delete the lines. But what if I wanted this to be perfectly symmetrical? How would I do that? Do you guys know a command that would work for that? Ooh, revolve would work, maybe, but that's not what we're going for. Good idea, though. I want these lines to be symmetrical, so I'm going to use this command called mirror. Okay? Mirror says I need an object and a line to mirror it over. But I don't have any lines to mirror on, so I need to make one of those first. I have the objects. I want to mirror that. So let's make a line to mirror. So let's create a line. I'm going to go from the bottom here to the top here. Okay. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to say OK. Now I'm going to point to this line because I want to. And over here it says line type. I'm going to make it a construction line. I don't want it to be part of my object. I just want it to be there to help me draw. And the construction line helps you do that. Okay. All right, so now I have my object and I have my mirror line. So let's do that. Let's mirror. I'm going to select my object this. My mirror line I'm going to select as this. Boom. Symmetrical. It's a really powerful tool for you guys to save you a lot of time, especially with these wonky shapes. All of these symbols mean it's just symmetrical. So if that's annoying you, you can come down to constraints, click that, and it'll turn off until you want to see it again. Now, if I did this right, if I alter this, it should change the other side. Aha! Woo! We could make a really weird coffee cup. Okay, so let me adjust my profile here. Ooh, I don't like that at all. Let's take that. Let's kind of like turn. Oh, no, you turn. Okay, don't turn. All right, somehow that got locked in. How about if I do, ooh. All right. Okay, I'm not going to get too crazy here. All right, let me go ahead and finish the sketch before I go nuts here. We'll click our home. Okay, let's try our loft again. Sorry, I've started having way too much fun building. Whoa, that is not what. Oh, look at this. Somehow I've got a point on here that I did not want. So I'm going to go to profile 1. I'm going to exit. So I want the bottom one, the middle one, and the top one. We go back to our vase, click our rails arrow, click one side, click the other side, click OK. And what did we get? Hey. There we go. It is a symmetrical shape. But is it symmetrical 360 around it? No. Oh, rats. What are we missing? Well, let's hit Control-Z and you guys tell me what's missing with our rails. What do we need more of? Rails. Okay. So we drew a sketch here going this way. Let's make a sketch on this one, going this way. Okay? Remember to project your geometry. I'm going to hit the letter P to project. That's the shortcut. Click that one, and this one. I'm going to click that line in the middle so I can just use that one again. And then let's draw some splines again. try to duplicate this a little bit, but I don't want it to be exact, just so I could prove a point here. Okay, and then, you know what? Let's mirror that line. Select this. Wait, I didn't do that right. Mirror, there we go. Select this. Select my line. There, click OK. All right, still a coffee cup. Kind of a shape. I'm going to bulge it out just a little bit there. And I'll bring this one here a little bit. All right, I'll finish my sketch. Now, my guide rails don't match at all, but that's going to be okay because we're not getting specific. We're just trying to learn how to loft. Now, let's loft it and let's see if this works. So, create, loft, bottom, middle, top. Somehow I still messed this up. Profile 1 is sharp. Let's get rid of that one. There we go. Bottom, middle, top. And now I want my guide rails. Now this is, you're going to have to be careful. You're going to have to probably move the thing around so you can select all of your rails. There's another one there. There, I have all my rails. Click OK. Aha! I've lofted a very strange coffee cup. Honestly, it looks more like a perfume bottle or the head of a mannequin. I'm not sure. But if I wanted to make it a coffee cup, hey, how do you make something hollow with a thickness? What was that command? Shell. Thank you. So let's try that. Let's shell this thing. I'll point to the top because I want it to be coffee cup. We'll make it, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker because it's a coffee cup. I'm going to make it 3 millimeters. There we go. And you can see now that this actually is hollow on the inside. I could easily print this and it would come out probably pretty well with the shape. It all has supported lines all underneath it. There you go. That is how to make a basic loft. Okay? You guys got any questions before I shut down the recording? Am I going to print this? Probably not. Because I want to save the printing for y'all's time. So let's go.